court. Good coverage, watching from the Great Glen in the Scottish Highlands. Thank you, Mark Humphreys. Nice to see you're watching from up there. Fantastic part of the world. Watching from Nevin, West Wales, says Ollie Hopkinson. Waiting for the old man to tootle his way around. Car 35. Big shout out to Dave Jenkins Motorsport. The massive amount of time and effort put into prepping and looking after the cars for this event. Always goes all in, doesn't he? Dave Jenkins. The cars always look absolutely immaculate whenever you see them. So, yeah. Not just on the stages, but lots of work beforehand goes into getting these cars ready for the events. Kawagocha just cut out. Okay, we're working on that then. Not sure why. Thanks for the team. Good coverage as always from wet Manchester. Oh dear, wet up north, Wayne. Good to see the MG Super 2000 out again. I totally agree with you. Craig Jones, Ian Taylor in the Evo 9, hopping and banging their way through stage 4. A few more cars getting a little bit braver on the outside of this hairpin, aren't they? Making their way towards that big ditch on the outside and those trees. Won't take too much to slip into there. A bit of a drop out, Mr. Wayne. We're all back up and running now. All good. Okay. Apologies then if you're watching. You've experienced a bit of drop out there. And we are back. Not sure why. There's a lot of people around the forest here with us. It's never the best of places to broadcast from. There's quite a lot of tree coverage. And, I don't like making excuses, but yeah, you know, we have to try, don't we? It's yeah, it's not the easiest of places to come to. We've tried to find a couple of places where the trees aren't quite as dense and we can get direct access to the satellites. But, we'll see how we go. First of the Griffiths cars, Liam Griffiths and Daniel James in the Fiesta ST Max, running in W11 category or class this weekend, running car 14. Bit of a giant killing performance throughout the season in that little Fiesta. It's been a good watch all year. Next up then, Colin Griffiths and Mark Morgan in the Impreza. He's had some bad luck this season. Hopefully today will be the start of changing fortune for him. Always smiling. Even when he was driving over the landscape earlier instead of the road. He had his little moment on the previous stage that we brought you. And I've been smiling his way through that stage after that, definitely. So a few notable retirements. But, still plenty of cars going and plenty of action to bring you. Still a long way to go, really, as well. So Tony Wilkinson is watching again with us. Thank you for Tony for joining us. We won't be too far off, John, I don't think, will we? Car 24. Hopefully you've not been too busy in service and he's back out and we're waiting for him to come through. Ollie Hopkinson, thank you for getting back in touch again with us. Yeah, I did see your message and we had a little drop out. As you see, Colin Minton in the R5 Fiesta making his way through the stage. Yes, the guys at Dave Jenkins Motorsport have done a big job of looking after the car throughout the season. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Thank you very much. We'll keep an eye out for car 35 making their way through the stages in a short while. Ben Gilbert is watching. I'm pretty sure Ben's just round the next corner, if I'm right in thinking that. I'm sure I saw him before. James Hatfield is tuning as well. Thank you, James. Nice tight line from Barry Stevenson-Wheeler and John Pickavance in the metric of Leicester-backed Escort Mark II. Just having a little bit of mizz in the air at the minute. Not quite as dry as it was earlier. Nothing that will cause any issues to any of the drivers, though. Not yet, anyway. I knew I was going to do this because I just put my coat in the van. Took my coat off and put my jumper on, thinking, oh, it'll be all right, it's not going to be too cold now. Typical. My fault, really, isn't it? Car 18 then, Jack Thorne and Andrew Richards in the Escort. Nicely done, really. Nice use of the handbrake. Difficult when the car's in this ditch on this side. It's quite a lot of camber to overcome, so flicking the handbrake and pirouetting the car around. He's done that before, hasn't he? I can tell. Dancing and balancing the car on the handbrake. Good to see. Rear-wheel drive helps with that. Next up then, we would be expecting Damien Cole and Daniel Moorfield. Always great to see Damien back out again. Fierce competitor in both gravel and tarmac championships over the years. Lots of stories. One of the most memorable moments I think I can remember is when Damien floored his Hyundai over a crest in was it Penmachno? Lochainog? Penmachno, somewhere like that. In North Wales, and shot into sight 6 foot off the ground and into the trees. It was something I wasn't expecting to see at all, but yeah. Great to see Mr. Get Connected back out on the stages. Daniel Moorfield alongside him for the ride this weekend. Running in the W9 class, 2 litre. Dave Bramwell is watching. Hello, Dad. Lewis Sim, Bonnie Papa, Matt Jackson tuning all back in again this afternoon as well. Thank you very much for joining us on a Saturday afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, it sounds like it's a bit wet up north. Gloomy in Anglesey. Sunny in Scotland. Rob Dennis and Andy Boswell making a welcome return to the championship. Just with drop scores to take into consideration, there's still a chance for Rob to pinch the class win today if everything blows in the right direction. They'll be certainly trying hard to do their bit to get the best possible result here on the Wyedean Forest stages. Big shout out to the sponsors. We'll go through them all in a second, but sponsors of the Pirelli Welsh Championship. John Kane then continues to make his way through the event with Mark Morris alongside in that Evo 3. Flames out the back, as you would expect from an Evo these days. They're all at it, aren't they? All these Evos. Great to see John doing well. Back out again. Had a few mishaps over the years, and usually in front of me. I'm normally stood there when he goes off into the scenery, so I'm glad he hasn't done that on both occasions today. I can't be blamed anymore. Another of the classic Evos, that's James Eason and Jane Edgington in their slightly older Evo 2. Both running in W13 classes with Keith Gapper's Impreza as well, which we haven't seen just yet. Let's see if he turns up. Yeah, if any of you out there are watching on YouTube, we've just posted the link for you. If you want to continue watching the show on the YouTube format on your tellies, it's usually the best way to do it. At home you can stream straight from the YouTube social media pages straight to your computer or your TV in your lounge. It's a good way of doing it. Get the kettle on, have a brew and sit back and watch a bit of special stage. There's the new link for the latest live feed. We just dropped out slightly before, so welcome back, and that's the link you need. Neil Constable is watching. Thank you, Neil, for joining us again. Tim James is watching from Wyedean in the heart of God's country. Thank you for joining us, Tim, all the way over from Wales. Not so far from here, to be fair. Thank you for that. As we see Sam Mason in the Fiesta, with James Seymour alongside. It's a battle for two-wheel honours this weekend with Sam Mason and Jeff Phelps in car 29, who hopefully we'll see very shortly. Sam may take the two-wheel drive honours. This is the battle to watch this weekend. It's very close. Two-wheel drive honours is a really tightly contested battle. And it's front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. It's easy for you to say. Keith Gapper and Tony Vart then in the Impreza N8. They are still here. It's running slightly out of order, but that's okay. Next up, we're looking for the escort of Steve Corky Ward and Phil Sandham. I mentioned earlier. Rubber rub. Bit of tyre rub. That's easier. We'll just go with that, shall we? Tyre rub. Was that on the driver's side rear wheel arch there for Gary Bolins and Nigel Baldwin in that Impreza wagon. I said before, we don't tend to see too many of those out rallying. But Gary goes well in his. Local event for Gary. He loves it here in the Forest of Dean. And will go well on his second outing this year, I'm sure. Rally Nuts was his last outing. So he should just about be settled, I think, now. He'll know what he's doing now with the right pedal and left pedal in that car, won't he? It certainly looked like it anyway. Great to see the Impreza wagon out. So Ollie Hopkinson was looking for car 35, Charles Hopkinson. I'll be through very shortly, hopefully, in the RS 1800 Mark II. A couple of cars before them, though. Phil Sandham navigating for Steve Corky Ward, like we mentioned. Having a good run today. Phil's been out on just about every event of the year, I think. I don't think there's a weekend gone by where Phil hasn't been navigating at some point. All around the country, up and down the Dale, from the south of England to the north of Scotland. He gets about, does Phil. And he's no spring chicken either. I don't think he minds me saying that. I hope not, anyway. I'll get a message off him later if he does. But yeah, he's a fantastic competitor. Fantastic personality as well. Great guy to have around the sport. Always nice to see him out and about. Wipers on then for Jeff Phelps. Colin Jenkins. Must mean it's raining, and it certainly is. It's just starting to pick up a little bit now with the rain. It's not heavy, it's just in the air at the minute. No dramas for anybody, apart from the commentator and cameraman who've put the coats in the van thinking it was going to be dry. I haven't brought an umbrella with them. There's a long pause and a long silence in a minute. It's not because I've gone for a wee, it's because I've had to go and get the umbrella out of the car. First the Beamers. You can't rally a house, but you can live in a car. That's the writing across the rear window of Andrew and Jamie Lee Fox's BMW 325. Had a bit of a torrid year, really. 3 DNFs so far. Means he can drop scores and move up the class. W12 is probably out of reach by now. All the spectators making sure they're wrapped up and ready for the impending shower. Hopefully it holds off. If nothing else, I need my phone to be dry so I can operate it. I won't know what to do if that goes down. Chris Butcher and Jonathan Hawkins in the Corsa. We were saying before, Chris has been campaigning the is it Almera, or was it the Sunny? Nissan Sunny in the Asphalt Championship. Stunning looking car. So we're used to the sealed surfaces. Taking a little go at gravel now. But going well. Looked like he got the hang of it so far, didn't he? 4 stages in. Was no issue whatsoever for him there on the impossible hairpin. So hopefully next up, Charles Hopkinson. Ollie will be happy. So let's see who comes into view next. Shout out to Gareth Edwards as well, who's just joined us on Facebook. There we go, Ollie. Going well, doing all right. Bogged down slightly, but nothing to worry about there. No dramas. Just half a second loss, but that's okay. You can lose that anywhere. Yeah, going well. I'm pleased to see Charles making his way through this stage here, stage 4. So apologies, I did get a little bit sidetracked, but going back to the sponsors earlier, a big shout out to everyone who's sponsored us this year at the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. We have Hockley Motorsport on the pacenote.co.uk. Pirelli as the title sponsor, Motorsport UK coming on board as well. Ashmore's, Restruct, Witham and 57 Tyres Limited. All vital to making this the championship. What it is. Look at the old fart go. It's a bit mean, that is, Ollie. It's a bit mean. He was fine, he was doing all right. Saying that Class W9 is far from over as well, with 6 crews out this weekend. All the awards in that class still to be fought for. Alan Jones, navigating for Charles, is a bit of an expert down here in the Wyedean. He knows where he's going around here, so hopefully that will stand them in good stead and they'll get a reasonable result here today. So, yeah, see how he gets on.
We were just saying that. We were yelling with it. Yeah,
Richard Cole and Gemma Taylor in the 2-litre Escort Mark II, making their way through stage 4. The Richard Cole Contractors sponsored car. Yawning. Good job we haven't got another event on tomorrow at the other side of the country, isn't it? Luckily I'm not driving. I can get some shut-eye on the way to Cadwell Park. Steve Chaplin and Rich Souter snaking their way out of the hairpin and off into the distance towards the end of stage 4 here on the Wyedean Forest stages. Great class battle. Steve is in prospect, also looking to improve his class position. We said it was a busy class. W9 certainly is. Steve, another one of the competitors, trying to jostle for position at the top of the leaderboard. Up next. Philip Jones, Ryan Griffiths in the Escort, throwing the car through the hairpin. There's quite a drop off on the road where we transfer from one piece of forest track to another. Mountain bikers out in force today, coming to have a watch. Down Chester's then. Steve Davey alongside him. Some grip there somewhere for you, Dan. Just have to find it in that E30 3-litre W12 class running car. Looking for a first in class W12. It's close. At the top of W12, very close in fact. Andrew Simpson and Dale Gibbons running a little bit further down the field from their 20 seeded position. mixing it in with the top end of the 30s. Not going well. Nice colour scheme on the Escort.
I was filming my niece earlier, and that was me. I was on video calling.
So Luke Leonard is watching, Mark Kelly is also tuned in, Jack Morris is also watching. Thank you for joining us. Everyone out there watching on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Let's have a little look what's going on YouTube. So thank you for everyone who's stuck with us. Thought I broke my TV then. Thank you very much. That's because, yeah, we tricked you there, like an April Fool almost. Thank you for joining us and coming back to us after we had the little outage. Finding the link. And, sticking with us as well. David Cope is watching from Manchester. Love to see the classic cars, but missed the glory of Group B. Yeah, sadly gone, but not forgotten. Memorable times when Humphrey's winning the Welsh Championship. Also Andy Burton's creations competing on this event. Yeah, thank you, Paul and Liz. I remember probably my first ever time in the Forest of Dean. In fact, it was only half a mile from here, actually. Back on the stage, we've just come down to this hairpin. The cars were running the opposite direction then. And it was a section where... a few sweeping bends into a left hand. Yeah, the Peugeot came through, and what a sound that makes when it's in a forest. The noise echoing through the trees is like nothing else you'll ever experience. Unfortunately, we don't see that anymore. It's a real shame for the sport that we can't have cars like that. The Stratos is a pretty good replacement. And we hear that. Some of the historic rounds, as well as the Triumph. There's a question for you, anyone who's tuned in. What's the best sounding rally car? We had this earlier on. I want to start. I want to start that conversation again. What's the best sounding rally car out there? That doesn't sound bad at all, does it? That was Lynn Davies in the 57 Tyres Limited Mark II Escort. Drop us a message on Facebook and on YouTube. And wherever you're watching around the world, let us know what your favourite sounding rally car is, and we will we'll enter you into a prize draw to be in with a chance of winning some special stage and rallying is life merchandise as well. That's all you got to do. You don't need to tell us anything else. If you comment on the live streams, you're in with a chance. Peter Hinton and Dean Mitchell in the Escort. Already won Class 7 after securing the win on the Cambrian last time out. So driving for glory today is Peter. Congratulations on your achievements this year. Kyle Layton has put, what is the next stage, please? The next stage on the event is Yorkley from here, then they go around to Serridge and then back into this Speech House complex under a different name, Staple Edge, to round things off for the day. From our point of view, the live footage, we are done after this one. We are heading to the finish to conclude the Welsh Championship. We're going to go and speak, if we can, with Matt and Deck, and hopefully, fingers crossed, congratulate them on winning not only the event but also the championship. So a few comments coming in. It's very neat and tidy, tight line there, wasn't it? Saab 96 V4. You're definitely my new favourite viewer. Roy and Helen Fowler. I'm only saying that because I used to have one. Fantastic, yeah, what a car that was. Great fun, great car to have. Wasn't used for rallying like this, but it was good. sat with some carp fishing, watching on the iPad. Thank you very much, Kyle. Well done. Tight lines. I hope you get the fish you're after. Andy Burton's Peugeot Cosworth, nothing to beat it. It's got to be the Mark II Escort with the BDA engine. Last time I was in this forest was in 1980, watching the Lombard RSA Rally. Sorry, good coverage today. Thank you very much, RB5 Steve, number 90. Best sounding rally car, definitely the 6R4. I remember them howling through the forests. Yeah, they're up there for definite. No one's mentioned the one that I'm thinking of yet. It's a bit of a niche car. You don't see it anymore. But it's something that whenever I heard it, it always put a smile on my face. A little bit like Andy Burton's Peugeot, but it was only ever seen on sealed surfaces. Not only was it a good-looking car, it also sounded like a Formula One car. It was fantastic. I think that was, as it was a one-off as well, I think that's probably why it was my favourite sounding car of all time on the stages. I used to love waiting to hear that car. So keep your guesses and your comments coming in as to what that could possibly be. I'm sure there'll be a few rally nerds out there that already know. Producer Wayne's looking at me going, I already know that. But let me know if you think you have an idea of what my favourite sounding rally car of all time is. And I'll let you know if you're right. We'll put you in the competition as well to make sure you're in with a chance of winning. Oh, you can't be having a very good day then, Kyle, if you're thinking of packing up all the fishing gear and come down to the final stage. I don't know what the time the final stage is here, actually, if I'm honest with you. You'll have to be pretty quick because the turnaround in these stages is quite tight. But fingers crossed, if you get yourself sorted and get yourself down there, that'd be great. You can watch the final stage here in the Speech House complex. Neil Thomas. Kynaston's Audi. Yes, of course it is. Dave Kynaston's Audi was one of my favourites. If you haven't heard it, go after this live stream's finished. Get yourself onto YouTube if you're not watching it on YouTube already. Go and type in Dave Kynaston Audi. They call it an X3. Call it an X3, didn't he? An Audi X3. And have a listen to that. When it's coming towards you, you wouldn't notice anything different. But the minute it went away from you, the noise was incredible, like an old Formula One car almost. Fantastic engine note and an exhaust note. Really, really special car. So yeah, 10 points. Lots of people guessing still on YouTube. All good guesses though, to be fair. Metro's, Lancia, Peugeot 306 Maxi. That is a fantastic car. That is one of my favourites as well to see out on the stages. We had the pleasure of seeing Francois Delacour in one actually at Rally Legend last month, and that was pretty special, wasn't it? It was great to see Delacour behind the wheel of a 306 Maxi, and he pedalled it well, as you would expect. Has to be a Quattro. The turbo on the Quattro, the spooling of the turbo was something else, wasn't it, on a Quattro? And I always used to just be like mesmerised by the flames through the transmission tunnel as well. That was always, not out the exhaust like you'd expect. In fact, you got both at times, transmission tunnel and out the exhaust. Absolute monster of a car. The Stratos, I have to say, seeing the Stratos last year on the Roger Albert Clark Rally and hearing it on the final day, although it came to its demise on the final day on the stage we were in, being probably 2/3 of the way through that final stage, maybe a little bit more, about 25, 30 miles in, I think it was, something like that. I can't remember exactly now. But being a fair distance into the stage and it winding its way around Kielder Forest, you could pretty much hear the Stratos from every point of the stage, and to hear it on full chat to the point where it unfortunately expired It was just magical in the distance coming. You knew it was in the distance. You knew it was on its way. Unfortunately, it never made it to me. But yeah, it was a great spectacle, hearing and seeing that, especially in the dark as well. You know, hearing it in the dark and seeing it come past you. Really, really great, fantastic car. Big thank you to Steve Perez and Seb Perez for campaigning that Stratos and sticking with it and getting it to be as reliable as it was. You know, it did almost, very almost 5 full days of Roger Albert Clark rally. It was great to see, and we look forward to seeing it back out again. A little bit of a pause in proceedings as we have an issue on stage. Our next competitor is now with us. Missing a gear as he comes into view in the Civic. That's Martin Walters and Marie Fletcher in the EK4 Civic. They are pushing hard to try and win Class W10, and there's every chance that it could go down to a tiebreaker if things can't be resolved on the stages this weekend. Big clunk under the car for Steve Hopewell and Mike Smith in the Escort, but to be fair, it was a great line through the hairpin. They took it well, really, to full credit to them. Coming thick and fast at the minute. Die block, the second of the Beamers. Puffing out a bit of smoke. No problems. Glyn Price sitting alongside 2.8 litre E30, and they're looking to take the W12 class win this weekend. Everything's possible in these categories and classes. Lots to still fight for as we make our way through the order. Diablo 7, Dave Knutsford's yellow Audi A3. We'll give you that. It was Dave Kinniston, not far off at all, mate, to be fair. BTRDA Screaming Raw. Might have the name wrong. Yeah, it's okay. We'll let you off. No problem. Dave Kinniston. Was the man with the mighty Audi. Hello everyone, greetings to all rally fans from Ireland. Enjoy the day. Thank you very much. Simon Bevan, welcome to Superfan level. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, producer Wayne? Superfan level. Whatever it means, it sounds pretty good, so congratulations and well done on achieving Superfan level. I don't know what that means, but hey, that's cool. That means paid subscription. Paid subscription, maybe. In that case, whatever it is, anyway, thank you very much and well done for being one of our super fans. That's brilliant to see. Really appreciate that, Simon. Let's get back to Facebook and see what's going on. Mark Smith says the RS200 was a good sounding car. Paul Green, Stratos by miles. Adrian Bach sounds Quattro. Neil Rosson watching from Manchester. Best sounding car, Group A Impreza. Unique sounding car, probably for more my age group, I would say. I do like it. When we saw them in San Marino last month, it did bring back some memories. I must admit, it was quite cool to hear him again properly on song and being driven properly as well. It was good to see. So yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that one. Best sounding rally car of all time, Saab 96 two-stroke. You're wrong, Dad. Wayne's laughing at you. I like them. I think they sound great, to be fair. Sound like a load of angry wasps in a little bean tin. But I think they're better looking than sounding, if that makes sense. I like the look of a Saab. The RAC rally over the years, watching them come through the stages, they're so aesthetically pleasing on the eye. Doesn't matter what sort of forest or what scene you're in, you can position the car in a photo and it just looks right on a stage. It's a good looking car, definitely. I might be a little bit biased with that, but definitely a good looking car. So thanks, Dad. Thank you for tuning in again, as always. Martin Redman, Steve Perez's Stratos on Full Chat on the Roger Clark last year. Yeah, it was something else, wasn't it, to see and to hear. Lots of love for the Perez Stratos on Facebook. Andy Burton's Alfa Ferrari. Sadly, a car that I don't remember. I think I saw it, but I don't remember it very well. Obviously, I've seen the videos now, but yeah, something I can't really remember. Lucy Beebe, happy birthday, Alex Red Jenkins from Jenkins Rallying. Happy birthday, Alex. Hope you're having a great day. And cheering on the Jenkins Rallying team. Mark Smith is also cheering on the Jenkins Rallying team as well. Neil Roskell is watching. Thank you, Neil. What's your favourite sounding rally car, Neil? Fiesta Rally 2 by any chance? Nice to see you at the awards do as well last week. Thank you for all you do for rallying, and always great to see you out and about as well. What else have we got? Mark Souter, Andy Burton's 306, Alan Edwards V6 Escort, a Stratos, and an S1 Evo 2 Quattro. Simon Beeman says, well done to all marshals on the rally. Conrad Boss is watching. Thank you for tuning in, Conrad. We saw you out on the RAC rally. We had a good chat with you, actually, after you'd slipped off the road. You got away with it, obviously. It was just a little slip down a banking. You had a nice little chat with us. Appreciate that. And you sent us the video stuff afterwards as well. So, yeah, very kind of you. Great competitor. I was having some serious fun on the Roger Albert Clark and wasn't going to miss it for the world. And when he had a little indiscretion into the scenery, he was towed back up onto the road and drove out and was looking forward to completing the rest of the rally, and certainly that afternoon as well in Wales. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Mark Smith, all-time sound has to be the Metro. Chris Ridge is tuned in. Thanks, Ridger. Nice to see you on board. Colin Steer's gone with a Trabant. Best sounding car? Not so sure about that. Grant Turley, Pro Drive's Mini Countryman WRC. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. It was certainly a unique sounding car, wasn't it? It was different to many of the cars around it in the WRC at the time. Yeah, very throaty sounding car. So we have got a bit of a pause in proceedings here. We're not sure exactly what's going on. We'll try and find out. We have a radio car with us. We'll keep hanging on and seeing what's going on. And as soon as I find anything out, I will let you know. TR7 V8. Yeah, it's a good throaty noise as well, isn't it? A real thund or rumble from the V8 in the TR. Neil Thomas is, we already spoke. Dave Kinniston's Audi. That's the one I was thinking of. Mark Smith Darian's, the Audi A3 Special. Yeah, of course it was. Steve Noble is watching. Ben Lawrence is watching from around the corner. He's just behind us on the where the cars go out of shot. They make their way around that sort of tight 90 right, almost hairpin right, with a big open air drop on the outside. And they work their way down the hillside. Lovely scenery, and Ben will have some nice photos from there as well with Dad Paul and the rest of the gang. We're all on the bank up there. Wow, Brian Catt's gone all out here. The Daihatsu 1 litre 3-pot with a broken exhaust. That's some serious commitment to the cause there, Brian. You've really excelled yourself with that one, I have to say. 205 Maxi or Lancia Delta. Yeah, the Deltas are quite nice as well. I must admit, I like the sound of a Delta. It's always one of my favourite looking cars. The Evo 2 as 16 valve was always a I always have a soft spot for that. Kevin Massey says, great to be watching live. Thank you for joining us and thank you for sticking with us. We have a quiet patch at the minute. We'll find out from the radio car as soon as we can exactly what's going on. And we'll be keeping you up to date as soon as anything is said. But for now, we'll just wait our turn. There might be a little bit of recovery going on. From outside and competing within, the 6R4 sound is just awesome. Also listening to the Stratos in Towie Forest in 76 in the dark, drowning all the other car sounds out, is wonderful. Yeah, I wasn't around in 1976, Kenny, but I will go as far as to say I agree with you on that one. The reincarnation of the Roger Albert Clark rally that took us up into Scotland last year, and the Seb Perez memories of the Stratos coming through the dark up there was special. Colin Blunt is watching from a garage while prepping for tonight's Regardless Road Rally. Good luck, Colin. I hope it goes well. Gave you a shout out before as well for the Grisdale stages. Anyone out there that fancies having a go at the rallying and hasn't put their entry in yet for Grisdale, there is still time to do that. So instead of thinking about it, get that entry and get the event secured. Let's go rallying back in Grisdale. Unfortunately, we had atrocious weather last year, and it's not going to be like that again. It can't possibly be like that again. So let's get up into the Lake District and have some spectacular rallying and some incredible scenery up there as well. Similar sort of feel to the forest and the woods as to what we have down here. So. Well, we have some bad news, I'm afraid. We have a red flag situation. So the stage is stopped, and we will have no more action from this stage, stage 4. Thank you very much for everyone tuning in. Neil Roskell's watching in Tenerife. It's all right, isn't it? We'll fly over afterwards, and we'll come and join you over there. Yeah, thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in. I haven't got time to go through everyone on here, but I really appreciate all the comments and the interactions with everybody on the live stream. Apologies we can't bring you any more action from stage 4. There has been an incident. Keep your eye on the social media streams and we'll update you with anything as soon as possible, and we'll let you know how things are faring. But until next time, which will be tomorrow at Cadwell Park, if we manage to get some sleep overnight and we arrive, we will see you very soon. Thank you very much for joining us here on Special Stage. And I'd like to congratulate Dave Everson and his team on a fantastic Pirelli Welsh Championship in 2024. All the best, Dave, and we will speak to you all very, very soon. Thank you.